And we are live. Hey now, welcome to OmniBros Live, the Wednesday show where we answer your questions, sometimes with the right answer, but we always have an answer. With me is my famous and fabulous co-host, Comics Guide 101.
Hello, hello. Fabulous. Wow, that's a name. That's a word I haven't ever had used to describe me.
Mr. Fabulous.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jess. How is everything, man?
Everything's going well. So far, so good. I have zero complaints, and if I did, nobody'd listen anyway, so I'm okay.
That's not true. I would listen.
Well, that's true. My OmniBros would listen.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Matt Miranda would listen as well. There's a few people
Matt Miranda would definitely listen. He's my BFF.
Oh, you know what? Matt is just that big, lovable teddy bear. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody say anything bad about Matt. He's such a...
I met him a couple years ago. He's a very sweet guy.
So, how's everything, man?
So far, so good.
How's the 30 for 30 diet?
The whole 30.
The whole 30.
Yeah, my wife and I are doing that. We are on day 4, and so far it's going well. There's no sugar allowed, no alcohol, which is no problem for me, but it's an adjustment for my wife. You can't have cream and sugar in your coffee, as I was telling you on the pre-show. So I started tapering off sugar and cream and sugar in my coffee back in March. So I'm not doing it cold turkey. But it also means for the month of April, root beer reviews is going to be more like iced coffee reviews.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
No. I don't want to fake people out and drink water from a root beer bottle, so
just give people kind of a preview, a little bit of a heads up. Is anybody getting a bath? Anybody getting a root beer bath?
Not for the month of April.
Oh, man. Nothing.
I've been reading too many good books.
It has been. It's been we are over encumbered with so many great things to read. It's too much. It's way too much at this point.
Yeah, I'm actually grateful for my budget because it's slowed down my buying of books because I have so much to read as it is. I just can't get to it. There's just so much good stuff out there. This is really the amazing golden age of comics, I think, in my mind.
Yeah. I think this is definitely the age of we had the golden age, the silver age. This is, what do they refer to this as? Is it the digital age?
I thought this was the modern age.
Is it the modern age? I'm not entirely sure what it's referred to as. Let me see what's going on. And of course, the Wednesday show is nothing without the lovely people that hang out with us on Wednesday. Who are they, Jess?
Well, I believe you're referring to our sponsors, unless you're talking about the people in the chat.
Well, I'm talking about the people in the chat, but...
Oh, you are?
But since you brought up our sponsor, Jess, why don't you give them the rundown? Who is our lovely sponsor?
Well, our sponsor, we had him as a guest on Monday, which was a great interview. That would be Cameron from InStockTrades.com, where you can get your books up to 50% off, loyalty discounts 2 to 3%, free shipping over $50 on your orders in the United States, fabulous customer service from everybody's favorite customer service person, and in fantastic packaging. Just beautiful packaging.
Absolutely. They package your stuff so wonderfully. What do I say, Jess? It's like
cradling a baby.
A newborn baby child wrapped in the
loving arms of its mother.
All your books packaged so nicely. Ladies and gentlemen, take the In Stock Trades Challenge. Go to their website, check them out, and just experience nirvana and tranquility.
In a box. Nirvana and tranquility in a box.
There you go. Okay, so just kind of also plugging, guys. Last Monday we had the interview with Cameron, who, for those of you that don't know, if you didn't catch that, he is the head of In Stock Trades. If you have not seen that episode, super popular episode. Last I checked, it had over like 110 likes. People really dug it. He's a super sweet guy. Go check that out. It was this last Monday's episode. I really recommend you do. It's got a lot of cool information on it. We talked about starting your own business. We talked about the process that stock trades go through when packaging books, how big their warehouse is, how did Cameron get started within stock trades. It was really, really fascinating. I really think you guys owe it to yourself if you haven't to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I really liked hearing about the early days when it was just him and another guy getting that $5,000 order and working through the night, just working their butts off through the night. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it takes sometimes. You know, you got to put in that work.
Yeah.
Sacrifice some things. It's hard. It's not
Yeah.
It is definitely not easy to get a business off the ground. Any entrepreneur will tell you.
James Atkins. Hey, dude. Jimmy Owens is here. Ricky C. Matt Miranda. Avatar. Omnipool, of course.
A lot of good people showing up for an earlier show.
Yeah, that's right. Ryan Barrett. Jesse Say What? Brandon in the chat. Did I miss anybody? Travis Gilmer's here. Of course, Gabe. RJ Stofley. Nice.
The peoples. Hey, I wanted to talk to you. Did you finish the Spidey Deadpool?
I did not. I'm going to try and do that tomorrow morning, and I'm going to try and finish Planetary tomorrow morning, too.
It's good. I finished it. I finished it last night. I'm really happy with how it ended. I dug the hell out of it. They do a lot of interesting things, especially with the character of Peter Parker in that series. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I like I've said,
due tomorrow.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not the hugest Deadpool fan, and I came away pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed this. I'm usually one of the ones that gets really annoyed with Deadpool and his whole shtick, but I really dug it.
It was so well written. So far, it's just been really well written.
It is.
I love the whole concept, and I just love Deadpool and Spidey. You know, this is when you get Spidey in a situation like this with really crisp writing. Spidey's a character that I really like because I've been reading Spidey since I've been a wee lad. Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. When you read them for 50 years, like I have, 51 years now that I've celebrated a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's hard to keep those characters interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And this book helps keep Spider-Man interesting, I think.
It does. Again, we'll get more into it tomorrow, but it does it introduces some things, and it deals with the whole relationship between Spider-Man and Deadpool in unexpected ways, and in ways that they work really well. And, you know, they make Deadpool an interesting character. I really dug it. I think this was also cradling off of the Posehn run that was coming out at the time, the Gary Duggan run. It seemed like this was around the same time.
Probably. It does reference Deadpool's wife. We see Deadpool's wife in there a lot. We're giving the whole review now, but anyway, I agree with you.
I'll stop here. I will
too.
We also have Sheriff of Babylon. God, I got to sit down with that tonight as well.
Oh my goodness.
But it'll just be, I've read it all already, so it's kind of a reread for me.
Yeah, same with me.
And kind of an overview of the special features and things like that. So looking forward to that. Let me see. People in the chat. So like I said earlier, this is the Wednesday show. We kind of need you guys to participate. We need you guys' questions, and we can give you some solid answers. Without your participation, the show will probably end in about 15 minutes. I kid.
No, you don't. It will.
But Jess, you know what came back yesterday, right?
What came back?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Oh, man. No, I haven't. I'm actually really interested in dying to see it. I know you were a bit put off by the promos because they kind of hint that everything that happened in season 1 didn't really happen. So you were kind of peeved about that.
I was, yeah. But then I saw previews of it in the movie theater, and the previews looked a lot better to me than what had been written about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about The Wire. We're talking about Legion.
I will one day, you know what, Matt? I will one day Skype conference you, and we can both watch the first episode of The Wire together. How about that? Because Matt has been dying to get me to talk. At least on the weekly basis, I get a message from Matt through my Facebook. Have you seen The Wire yet? Or a reference of The Wire?
Yeah, it is. It is supposed to be a classic show, and I haven't seen it either. John the Uncanny, hey guys, just want to give you guys a huge congrats on the IST show. It was awesome. Thank you, John the Uncanny. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question 1 from Avatar. I never hear you guys talk about Fable. Whoop, this thing's going too fast. I got discounted deluxe edition volume 1 and loved it. I went and bought all the rest. Good for you, Avatar. We just, I feel like we talked about Fable. Omar and I believe, talked about Fables recently. Unless you're talking about Fable, the video game. No. Okay, Fables. I'm looking at my collection now. I regularly rave about Fables. I love Fables. I love it all the way through. Some people feel like it dips halfway through. I never felt that way. I felt it was strong all the way through, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I love Fables.
I absolutely adore Fables. It's really good. I think the first 70. You read it all the way, right? You just said.
Yeah.
Okay. I think when they deal with the main head guy, I think that's like the first 70 or 80 issues, and they introduce, I think after that, Mr. Dark. I think all that stuff leading up to that was great. Was not too crazy about Mr. Dark, but I have heard that it bounces back in a really strong way to a stellar conclusion.
It does. I will say the Fables crossover was not my favorite crossover event. That may be where people think it got weak. So I can see that. Mm-hmm. But I felt, other than that, I felt it was strong all the way through. But maybe the Fables crossover is what people are talking about was weak, because it crossed. I can't even remember what it crossed over to now. Fables and I don't know. Was it Fables, Fairest, and Jack of Fables or whatever? I can't remember. It was 3 different books that crossed over for a couple issues each.
Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of crossovers in there's the Cinderella books, which are great.
Yeah, they are.
Really, really great reads. Basically, the general premise is Cinderella is a James Bond agent.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, it's a really cool premise. It's a good spinoff. There's Jack of Fables, which I've always heard mixed things. I never bothered reading it. But I have heard, based on, I read almost everything of Fables, but I didn't need to read Jack of Fables, but when Jack shows up again out of nowhere, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This feels like it came out of nowhere. Because he introduces some characters with him, and I haven't read Fables in a long time. I'm just going by off of my memory. I think that the first trade of Fables is good, but the second trade, Animal Farm, I think is what it's called.
That's a classic.
That's where it hooks you. It does that Preacher thing where you're like, okay, the first trade is really good. It's got a cool murder mystery to it, and you can stop reading it here. But once you get into the second trade, oh, fuck, it gets really, really good.
It is good. It is good. And Ricky C has a question. Jess, I finished Irredeemable 5th Premiere Edition, and Wade nailed that ending. Yes. My book has a duplicated page. Is it worth me getting a new copy? That is a good question. That is a very good question, because my book has that same duplication. I have not reread. I haven't done my Irredeemable reread because I've had Planetary and the Deadpool Spider-Man stuff that we've been reading for the show. So I don't know if it takes the place of another page or it's simply a duplicate page. I'll try and look through it to deduce whether or not you need to get a replacement copy. But the question is, are there replacement copies out there yet? Because they all seem to have the same defect. Everybody seems to have a duplicated page.
Oh, I thought I saw that. So they might recall the book.
They might. I don't know if enough people complain. If it's just an extra page that doesn't, if it's a duplicate page that takes place of a missing page, then it's going to mess it up. Yeah. But if it's just a duplicated page, then it's not a big deal. So
you just we can move on.
Yeah, I would say wait a little bit, Ricky C, and let's see what DC does. I'm sorry, what Boom Studios does, and we'll see if they offer replacement copies. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe they'll let you download a copy of what's missing if there is something missing. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a wait and see right now.
Oh, here's a good one. James Atkins. I really want to get American Vampire by Scott Snyder. Should I pick it up? Yes.
You could pick up the copies now, or you could wait for the omnibus that's coming out. If you're talking about the omnibus, I think that's a worthwhile pickup. I love American Vampire. It is a completely interesting take on vampires that I really like. Skinner Sweet.
Yeah, Skinner Sweet is he's such a fucking asshole, but he's definitely a character that you end up rooting for. It's one of Scott Snyder's. I think it's actually his first. No, he had something before that. It's one of Scott Snyder's earliest works. It's his first Vertigo book, and it's the book that put him on the map.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's fantastic. I really, really, really dug the hell out of American Vampire. What I think was interesting was that I went into American Vampire because, for those of you that don't know, the backup stories are written by Stephen King.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I went into it going, oh man, Stephen King's writing a comic book, fucking awesome. And then I read the first issue and I was like, fuck Stephen King, who's this Scott Snyder guy? This shit is really good. And I was hooked. I was hooked from day one. It gets real. To me though, it peaked. Not that it hasn't been as good, but it peaked to me at the World War II arc.
I don't know that I've gotten there yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't think I've gotten to World War II yet.
But the World War II arc is great because there are two stories going on. There's one that Scott Snyder is telling with his regular artist, Raphael Albuquerque, or I'm not sure how do you pronounce it. And the other one is one that he's doing with Sean Murphy.
Ooh, no, I definitely haven't seen that.
Yeah, Jess. It's good. It's my favorite. It's probably my favorite part of the story because you're getting the perspective of what's going on in the United States with these characters, and then you were introduced to certain other characters earlier on in the series, and he brings them back in a different way, and they are fighting vampire Nazis in Germany. And
oh my god!
It's all drawn by Sean Murphy, and it is fucking awesome. It's really.
I wonder what volume that is.
I think that's volume 4, because volume 4 for a long time the hardcover was sold out and it was fetching for a lot of money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'll take a look. Here's a good question from Melanie Cleveland, my buddy. Did Luis send the Planet of the Apes movies to Jess?
I will get back to you on that. Real quick. I'll be back.
No, he didn't.
Let me get the door real quick, Jess.
Oh, he really had to leave. That's funny. Okay, even though it wasn't the omnibus, when I got my copy of Annihilation Complete Collection, I shed a tear. Good, Iron Cardinal, good. Let's see, Matt Miranda, early 2019 prediction, we will get a Jason Aaron Thor omnibus. I totally agree with that, Matt Miranda. I think it's going to be a beautiful book, but I will stick with my OHCs. 2019 predictions, except Nick Munoz, the guy in Laugh School, spelled it predications. 2019 predications, Uncanny X-Force. I agree with that. I'm going to go on record as saying 2019 Uncanny X-Force gets reprinted. There you go. I'm saying it. Jimmy Owens, I'm reading Star Wars comics at the moment. Those are awesome. We answered that one. I know the run isn't done, but I feel like it. Is any Uncanny X-Force any good? Oh, Jimmy Owens. It's the book that got me into the X-Men. That and Astonishing X-Men and New X-Men. Those 3 books are what really got me into it. I could read those 3 books over and over again. They're so good. Spider-Gwen Omni. Is that a question? I bet there will be one. She's a popular character. There's a week in Geekdom. Will Final Crisis Omni be bigger than Fourth World Omni? Well, Geekdom, Final Crisis Omni. I would say, I'm going to say no. Because I don't think there are as many tie-ins. It's not going to be 1,500 pages long like Fourth World was. Matt Miranda, which will get... I'll save this question for when Luis gets back. Which will get reprinted first? Hickman FF Volume 1, Annihilation, or Uncanny X-Force? That is the triple crown of out-of-print books. Now that Infinite Crisis is getting reprinted, those are the top three that everybody desperately wants. I will say they will get reprinted, but I just don't know when. But the first one to get reprinted, that's good. I'll wait for Luis to come back. And Matt Miranda said, I think FF, a lot of FF content is coming out. That's a good point. With FF Fantastic Four being reintroduced to the Marvel Universe, it's certainly possible. Jess is causing another Fourth World debacle with his love of Irredeemable. Don't blame it on me. Whoop. I have trouble here with this. It jumped to the very end, and I missed the middle questions. Something about Skynet. Boy, it really... Irredeemable is good. That is correct. Is there a missing page, though? There's a double printed page. Gabe, there's a double printed page in Irredeemable Book 5. We're not sure if it takes the place of another page or is just a duplicated page. Matt Miranda, that should have gone digital, no missing pages. Digital. When will the omnibus come out, Jess? If we're talking about American Vampire, I believe it's already been announced, so I will go to Amazon because they always have a date for everything, and I will put in American Vampire Omnibus. That has a date of November 6th, so they're always a week later. So the last week in October is when, and of course, right below it is Absolute Transmet Volume 3, which will ship on time, and Luis will lose the bet.
Ha! No.
They want to know your opinion on which book will be reprinted first. Fantastic Four by Hickman, Annihilation, or Uncanny X-Force?
Uncanny X-Force. I would bet on that.
Even though they're pumping out a lot of Fantastic Four stuff right now?
Yeah, but they're already putting out 2 Ultimate collections of that Fantastic Four run.
Okay.
It'll take a while before we get an omnibus out of that. But hey, Jess, I don't know if you got a chance, but look in the Facebook group messages and look who we might be able to have on one day.
Facebook group messages, okay.
Posted.
Whoa, I suggested that.
Yeah. Look who we may have on as a guest one day.
I suggested that. I'm totally stunned and amazed. That would be great.
It would be fantastic.
Oh, that's great, Gio.
I know you would love that.
Yes, I sure would. Gio's our PR guy. Jess, I picked up Suicide Watch by Mike Carey from the recommendation you and Crushing Crisis made on your interview show. It's really good. Have you read it yet? Yes, I read it and did a review on it, as a matter of fact, Derek. I thought it was fantastic and was so grateful to Peter M. for the recommendation. He knew from my love of Irredeemable that that's the kind of book I like with anti-heroes in it. Yeah, Suicide Watch. That's a top 10 book in my life now. I will be happy to reread that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have chronology OCD when you read? Trying to taking CBH and Crushing Crisis reading orders, and I'm kind of struggling through some Bronze Age stuff. I don't know how Riley reads 12 issues an hour. Jacob, that's a good question. Riley is the most voracious reader I have ever encountered. He just consumes comics.
Yeah.
And he retains the knowledge, which is crazy.
Yeah. Let me say, I'm a pretty I can take down some books, but goddamn, nothing compared to what Riley can do. Like that dude, he will crank out issues of classic Stan Lee stuff. Remember it all, and in a span of an hour, knock out about 12 of those. I can't do that. Like I could never do that. I'm a bit of a slow reader myself, but holy shit.
Yeah, he and Omar have the most remarkable memories. I don't have I don't have chronology OCD because I just, especially with something like X-Men, I will just dip into X-Men at random and just assume, okay, this happened, because otherwise I'd have to start at the beginning, and like Riley, who did start at the beginning and did a complete X-Men read through. But I'd rather just stick my hand in the bookshelf and pull out an X-Men book and just go, okay, this happened. I'm fine with it. So no, I never read in chronological order unless it's a new series. If it's a new series, yeah, but if it's an old series, then no.
Riley is insane. I collect Bronze Age stuff, but I ain't reading that shit, at least not now. Bronze Age stuff is difficult. A lot of that older stuff, it's classic and it's brilliant stuff and it's super creative, but it's very prose heavy. It's dense, and it'll take you a while to get through it. I remember going through the FF Kirby omnibuses. Holy shit. We get it, Stan. We get what their powers are by issue 40. I get it, okay, man? Remind me every single issue. And I'm pretty sure in that time period, the Human Torch had cancer, because every single way that they dealt with the Human Torch was they threw asbestos on him. I'm like, what 40 guys?
Ryan Barrett, are the American Vampire hardcovers oversized? They are standard size. So that omnibus is really going to be nice to have that beautiful art in oversized pages. Yeah, speaking, you left at the right when Melanie asked her question about the Planet of the Apes movie, Luis.
Oh, right. I got to send you those. I always forget to send you them. But hey, in fairness, I did send you a few codes back, didn't I? Months back, I thought I sent you some codes.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure I thought I sent you something.
Huh.
I think I sent you Blade Runner, didn't I?
I was given a gift of Blade Runner by Gabe, I think.
Yeah, but I thought I gave you
the new one?
Yeah, I thought I gave you the code for the new one.
Oh, gosh, I'm not remembering that.
I could have swore I gave you the codes for a few movies.
Well, that's on me then.
Ooh, here's an interesting one. RJ Stoffle. I think that's how you pronounce it. For a person who only reads DC, where should I start with Marvel and independent publishers?
Well, that is a good question, because I was primarily a DC reader. It was really Third Eye Comics that got me interested in reading Marvel. And they started me out with Uncanny X-Force, but I don't think that that's a good place to start. Boy, a good place to start for Marvel. What's a really... I think if you don't know anything about Marvel, I think the new Thor books by Jason Aaron are the most accessible Thor books ever.
That's true. Start with the God Butcher stuff.
Yeah, those. I think a newbie could read those. I think a newbie could read The Ultimates by Mark Miller and Brian Hitch.
Oh, hell yeah. The Ultimates is a great starting point. It's
a
book. It depends what he's into also. Like what kind of is he most interested in it. We need a little bit more information to give you a better kind of starting point. Like, do you want to read Spider-Man? Do you want to read X-Men, Avengers, things like that? You know, do you want to read Herbie Popnecker?
Which I still need to read.
You know, I mean, as far as indie books though, man, just Image. Pick Image #1 trade and just go. I mean, there's so many great books. Southern Bastards, Lazarus. There's a good one for you to start. Lazarus is fucking phenomenal.
Saga is great.
Saga's great. I think Lazarus is the best thing being published.
I agree with that.
Deadly Class is great, especially recently. Black Science. If you're looking for a really trippy sci-fi, like interdimensional space traveling type of book, Black Science is great, and the art on Black Science is phenomenal. It's gorgeous stuff.
Speaking of independence, you should be reading Irredeemable by Mark Waid and Boom Studios.
Absolutely.
Drop everything, including your dinner, and go get it now. I don't even care. This is how much I love Irredeemable. I don't even care if you read it digitally. Just read it.
Somebody said Wicked and Divine. I couldn't get into Wicked and Divine.
I liked Wicked and Divine, but I did not like Phonogram.
Oh, who's the writer on that again? It's
They're the same guys, Gillen and McKelvey.
Right. I'm not the biggest fan of Gillen. I'm not the craziest fan of his writing. Plus, I've heard he's kind of a douche in real life, so it's kind of sad. But you know.
Oh yeah, you had a bad experience with him?
No,
or you just heard.
I've heard through the grapevine, through friends and things like that, where they've met him, and he's kind of hot and cold. He's not a nice guy sometimes. Take a shot for the Irredeemable plug.
Wow, Final Crisis is clocking in at 1,512 pages, so that is going to be a huge book.
Oh my God, is that bigger than the Conan?
I don't think so. It's a little bit less than Fourth World, Clarknado reports. Jess just pre-ordered Harley Loves Joker 1 and 2 from DCBS. Cannot wait. Oh, Omnipool, nice. Clarknado, any required reading to go along with Gotham City Sirens? No, as long as you know who the three main characters are, Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman, you're set. It's a self-contained story. The Bat hardly appears at all. It's mostly about the three of them. That I can't wait to get later this month. See, Bombshells came out with a new issue today. I saw that too.
Who is your favorite writer and why? I think we answer this like every few months.
Yeah, and I probably give a different answer every few months.
It always changes.
Yeah, it depends on how I feel. You know, having never read anything bad by Brubaker, I guess I have to say Brubaker.
That's fair. That's a good choice.
Brubaker, Rucka, Wade, they're my tops. I love Hickman. And old school, I love Denny O'Neil, his stuff. I'm just looking at some of my books.
I'm going to break it between two categories for myself.
Okay.
Alive and dead.
Dead. Are you echoing? Is your girl from home?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you in a second. He was echoing, so we'll be right back. It's not Emily. A 2-pack. It's not 2-pack. Jess, what vinyl would you suggest investing in? I'm referring to cool movie soundtracks. I am a huge fan of Hans Zimmer. I know that Gio shares my love. Gio may have influenced my love of Hans Zimmer. Those would be good soundtracks to start with. Whatever he's composed, those are great to start with as far as soundtracks go. I can't remember if he did Arrival or not. I don't think he did Arrival, but the Arrival soundtrack is really good. And my personal favorite soundtrack is the soundtrack to American Beauty.
Ooh,
so that's just my favorite one. So you might, I don't know if it's available on vinyl, but download it digitally and listen to it that way. It's still really good.
I was saying, so Alive and Dead. So Dead.
Oh yeah.
I will go with Darwin Cook.
Oh, good choice.
Because the man's work, the Parker series, New Frontier, the man's work is just pretty much impeccable. It's insane. Like if you look at his catalog, it's crazy. Alive, Ennis.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah. Love Garth Ennis. Love his I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm reading The Boys right now, and it's great. It's
oh my god,
so messed up. Preacher's one of my favorite series, if not my favorite series of all time. The list goes on and on. So
yeah, I'm gonna throw Warren Ellis in there too because I really, after reading Planetary, I forgot how much I really loved him.
Yeah, Warren Ellis is good. Ellis is really good.
Iron Cardinal, thoughts on Revival series? Have you read that, Luis?
I've read a good chunk of it. I've read about 80% of it. It's really good.
I've read the whole thing and I loved it all the way through.
Yeah, I've read it to the pregnancy reveal. I won't give much away from that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about almost all the way through. It's about 80%. And based on what I read, I dug it. I couldn't put it down once I started reading it. It was really good.
I burned through all 4 books. I think in January I read them all.
I need to go back and finish that. But it's up there. It's a really good series that if you're looking for something a little bit different involving the undead, I really recommend checking it out.
Matt Miranda with the gaming question, will Jess be buying the new Spider-Man game on PS4?
Oh, man, that looks good.
It really, really looks good. One thing I'll tell you, Matt, is that I got stuck in a part of The Last of Us that I just couldn't get out of because it's so much damn sneaking around, which I hate. So I'm enlisting my daughter to play the game with me now. She's great at sneaking around, and then I handle the shooting duties. We just got done playing Uncharted 4, which took us 100 hours, but we finished it. So first I'm going to finish Last of Us. That's the game we're going to be playing next. That Spider-Man game does look really good. It looks beautiful, but I'm just wondering, I have to admit, I'm not the world's greatest gamer. I've been playing since Pong, but I just don't have the fast twitch skills, and it looks like it may be kind of hard to me. Not Cuphead hard, but it looks like it may be kind of hard. So I'm going to wait till it comes out and see what people are saying about it. Because I was really disappointed that Cuphead was so hard, I didn't even pick it up. And that's a game that I was dying to play.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of advertise it as being difficult, but that art style is really misleading to a lot of people. Like, oh, it's a cute game.
Right.
Oh man, it's rough. I still haven't finished Cuphead.
Yeah, I just heard it was relentlessly hard, and I just don't want to. I just don't want to do that anymore. I want a game that's challenging, but that just doesn't kick my ass so much. You know, I remember Banjo-Kazooie kicked my ass back in the day of the N64. It took me 5 hours to beat that witch at the very end, and I thought, I'm not doing this again. I'm not finishing a game if it's too hard.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Sometimes I've been frustrated by video games to the point where I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. It reaches a point where it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah. So you have Cuphead, huh?
Yeah, I have it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it whenever I'm feeling masochistic.
John the Uncanny, what's your guys' favorite comic team?
Can't go wrong with the classics, Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon.
That's great. I was going to go with Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams and Dick Giordano from my favorite run of all time, the Green Lantern, Green Arrow series.
Good run.
Snyder and Capullo are like brothers. They are simpatico. So I think they do really well together.
Yeah, Phillips and Brubaker.
Yeah.
You know, they knock it out of the park almost every time they're together.
Yeah, absolutely. Doomfella, here's a good question. Why is there a Before Watchmen omnibus coming out?
Because somebody hates me.
A better question is, why is that Red Hood and the Outlaws New 52 omnibus coming out?
But you said it was good, Jess.
What?
You said Red Hood and the Outlaws was good.
Rebirth Red Hood and the Outlaws. There's a difference, and you know it.
How funny would it be if we get the omnibus and there's a quote from you saying like Red Hood and the Outlaws is fantastic.
OmniDog's Vault.
Dog's Vault.
That would be hilarious. I'd have to have that on my tombstone.
I'm gonna contact my lawyer. I did not say that. Is Siege and Dark Avengers collected in an omnibus, or are they just hardcovers? I don't know.
Siege and what?
Is Siege and Dark Avengers collected in an omnibus, or are they just official hardcovers?
Ooh, these are questions for Omar and Riley. I only own them in oversized hardcovers. I would not still have them if they were in omnibus form. So as of right now, I believe they're still in an oversized hardcover. Oh, Yavash doesn't like my Ultimates recommendation. He's vomiting over it.
Oh, dude, Ultimates is badass.
I loved it.
Yeah. I thought it was a real fun series.
I'm way behind. Did Jed just say Tupac? Did I mean to say Tupac? Whatever. He's dead. He's not going to complain.
Hey, Jess. Okay, so are you a horror aficionado?
Am I a what now?
Are you a horror aficionado? Do you enjoy horror movies?
Yeah, you've been helping me branch out into a lot of good horror movies.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any recently. I usually wait for the fall to watch those.
So I wanted to ask you, actually, kind of break the pace a little bit, but what is your favorite slasher? Who's your favorite slasher?
Oh, I don't like slasher movies. Sorry, dude. I like ghost stories and occult stories and witch things.
Ooh, you like occult and witch things? That's your deal? Dude, you need to watch The Ritual. It's on Netflix.
The Ritual. Okay.
It's good. It's really fucking good. I saw it with my brother and my girl the other night. We loved it. It's really good.
Okay, maybe I can watch it this weekend.
Yeah, the basic premise, a few of their friends, one of their friends dies, so they go to the mountains, I think it's like in Sweden, to bury him. When they're coming back from the mountains, one of their friends gets hurt, so they try to take a shortcut through these woods. And then madness ensues.
Ooh, I already like it.
Really good. I recommend you check it out.
Okay.
I didn't like The Witch. Matt Miranda's saying The Witch on chat. I couldn't get into it.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my wish list for Netflix.
Apparently, though, there is a Black Phillip cinematic universe. If you ever watch The Witch, you'll know what Black Phillip is.
Okay.
It follows as just an STD. It's a killer STD movie.
Yeah, It Follows. I thought was good. I liked it.
Did you? I couldn't get into that either.
Oh, I did like it.
People are saying Pinhead. Y'all really like Pinhead, huh?
Pinhead from Hellraiser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the first two Hellraisers, but then I didn't watch any others. Is Invincible any good? It's his only good book.
And even then, I've gone off on rants about Invincible, so I won't get onto here, but there's a turning point for me where I dropped it and lost respect for Kirkman.
Yavash corrects me. Yeah, I didn't think Arrival was by Hans Zimmer. It's by Johan Johansson.
Johansson.
Yeah, which is like being named Joe Joseph in English.
You don't get much more Swedish than that. I'm assuming he's Swedish.
Jimmy Owens asked, have you read War Stories? Is that the Garth Ennis War Stories book?
I haven't. I haven't read that.
No, that's Battlefields. Oh, wait. No, I think he did War Stories too.
Yeah, Ennis has a whole slew of just military books.
Yeah.
He's a huge history buff. He loves the history, he loves wars, he loves the military and stuff like that. It's probably why he's so good at writing them. And that's why his Nick Fury is my favorite Nick Fury. Annihilation was my favorite movie of the year so far. I started watching that the other night. I fell asleep.
Oh, is it on pay-per-view?
Through other means, Jess.
Oh, okay. And you didn't enjoy it, huh?
I started watching it. I didn't care too much for the beginning. I have heard that the beginning is really slow, and it picks up after that. But you know, I'll sit down one day once it comes out on Blu-ray. We're actually going to sit down tonight, me and my lovely lady. We're going to enjoy some burgers, and we're going to watch Coco.
Oh, Coco's great. I saw that in the movie theater. You are going to be dazzled by how beautiful that is on your TV.
Really?
Oh, my God. The colors in the afterlife are astonishing. That is such a good movie.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down and watch that tonight. I've been wanting to see it for a while, and I put off seeing it because I wanted to get the 4K because I knew it would look fantastic in my living room setup, and it would sound awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really, really hyped to see it. And people are saying I'm going to cry. We'll see. My brother didn't cry in Coco, but I think he's dead inside, so.
I don't remember crying in Coco, but I remember that there was some heartfelt, there were a lot of heartfelt moments in it. It was really well done. Really well done.
Oh, here's a good one. What comics deserve an animated movie?
What comics deserve an animated movie?
I would like to see Uncanny X-Force. Get a series of movies.
I was disappointed that Deadpool's animated show got canceled. I thought that would have been a great thing to be animated. Deadpool would be great animated.
I agree.
And not a PG animation. I'd like a PG-13 or R-rated animation.
Jess, they're asking, do you guys like sports? What's your favorite team? I know you're a baseball guy.
I'm a Mets fan in baseball. Yes, you can all feel sorry for me, but I am a Rams fan in football, and I think we're going to have a good year this year. They have been very active in the offseason, and I am a huge Rams fan ever since I was a wee lad of 8 years old. So actually, that's when I formed all my opinions on everything: comic books, sports teams, music. That's when I got into it, when I was like 8.
As far as me, I'm more of the mixed martial arts type of fan, like the jiu-jitsu, MMA, stuff like that. So that's more my thing versus the whole sports thing.
Yeah, you like participating.
Yeah. Batman Hush. That I actually would like to see that.
Oh yeah.
Yavash, I actually wanted to. I was just about to ask you this before we went live. Lavash says Headlopper would be good. Have you read Headlopper?
I have not.
How is it?
I haven't read it.
You haven't read it? Okay. I've been wanting to sit down and read it. I have it. I just haven't read it yet. Irredeemable animated movie.
How about the Boys animated movie?
They're doing a live action show.
I don't know how they're going to redo some of those scenes.
Oh, man.
Those are some vile scenes. I mean, I love the book, but those are some vile scenes.
The guy can't stop fucking things up. I shouldn't laugh at it, but it's fucking hilarious.
Hey, we have a viewer from Singapore.
Wow.
Buggy Des. That's pretty cool.
WWE is the only sport worth a salt. Wow, wrestling. Jess, you're a Rams fan. You got Brandon Cooks. You got my Brandon Cooks. I don't know who that is.
He's a receiver from the New England Patriots that they just traded for last night.
Do you do the fantasy football thing?
I don't, because it makes me root against my own team. If some of my players are playing my team, I don't like. I played it I played it a couple of years, 3 years, when my wife was working in Baltimore and she had a big company and they had a big fantasy football league. I played it then, and I decided, you know what? If Tom Brady's my quarterback and he's playing the Rams, I got to actually root for this guy. Forget it. And so I stopped.
Really?
Here's a good question. Hi, would Spider-Man Worldwide be a good place to start?
I don't know. Actually, my recommendation for somebody starting out Spider-Man is to start with Big Time. Start with Dan Slott's Spider-Man Big Time. That's a good place.
That sounds good.
Or you could start with JMS's run. I've heard that's good. Then you've got Roger Stern's run. You've got a few good places to start with Spidey. But if you want to start modern day, start with Dan Slott's, because Slott's run is ending right now, and I'm willing to bet we'll at least get like 3 omnibuses out of that run.
Somebody wants to see Iron Garden wants to see him powered get animated. That'd be an X-rated one.
Cross get animated. Oof. Only on HBO. In the meantime, my Patriots are just letting people go. What's going on with the Patriots?
I don't know. I don't know that they've been. I've learned a long time ago not to underestimate Bill Belichick and the Patriots. So whatever they're doing, I just say must be part of some master plan. So
yeah,
they wanted draft picks, and that the Rams gave them their first draft pick this year for Brandon Cooks. So. He's going to use that draft pick probably on a backup quarterback for Tom Brady to take over, since he's getting so old.
When did this become sports talk?
You never know where the chat's going to take you.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, that's what people say. Trust in Bill.
Yeah.
The Patriots gave me my quarterback. Thanks, Mr. Bill. That was Matt Moreno.
Oh, he must be a 49ers fan.
Love interest of a major comic book character. I guess he's talking about who would we love to who would we like to be with?
Harley Quinn. She's nuts. She's got to be great. Or maybe Poison Ivy. Although she doesn't seem to like men.
Wait, what? Is that true?
Well, I think she considers men, the main destroyers of nature, and so I don't think she's a big fan of men. Let's see, Jane Foster as Thor would be cool.
Black Widow. I got a thing for redheads.
Yeah, Black Widow is cool.
Jess, come on, Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Harley Quinn.
Sticking with her?
Yeah, I'm looking at all my pervy figures.
What about Catwoman?
Well, I'd have to deal with Bruce Wayne then.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm not messing with that.
Medusa? She could do some crazy things with that hair. Medusa is bae. Then you got to deal with Black Bolt, though. Ooh, good luck.
Yeah, really. Jess, do you ask your wife to dress as Harley Quinn? My wife hates Harley Quinn. Hates her with a passion. I could find the cutest statue ever of Harley just being all cheerful, chipper and stuff, and it just skeeves my wife out. She just cannot stand Harley Quinn.
Oh.
Bae means is a babe.
Yeah.
It's Dark Zatari. That's American slang.
Gabe Infinity One. Jess, did you back the Spinner Rack Kickstarter? Don't tell me you did that.
Well, no, I didn't. If I didn't already have a spinner rack, I would. That spinner rack is a cool kick. That's one of the cooler Kickstarters I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, I get it. You have single issues. Most of the guys I'm sure that are buying this thing probably don't.
Oh, I don't know. Mine's full of single issues.
Yeah, you have single issues, so it would make sense for you. But for Gabe and like some of the other people that just randomly bought it, I'm like, why? You don't have single. You probably don't have single issues.
It's big enough for trades though too. You could put trades in it, but I think single issues is what you need to put in a spinner rack. That is a cool Kickstarter.
How much is it to get the actual?
I think it's 300, which is a lot, but.
Wait, am I reading this in the chat? In the Facebook chat? Are we getting these people?
What do you mean?
Look in the Facebook chat.
Facebook chat. Oh.
Yes.
Just a sec. Wait, what now?
Yeah, I'm kind of lost. We'll talk. I guess we'll address it later.
Oh, I think these guys are just saying dibs on people. He's going to ask them all, and he's saying dibs on people.
Yeah. But it seems like one is almost for sure, right?
Yeah, and I totally think he'll do it.
I think so too. This should get.
Oh, Bay is also UK slang. Well, good. Then you know what we're saying. You're going to have to wait. We can't tell you until it's a for sure. It's exciting, though.
Jess, I can give you probably another 10 minutes. And then I gotta
okay, good. This is the 10-minute warning, folks.
I hope it's Felipe on a Marvel theme show.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, we should recruit Felipe to do to tell him it's a DC themed show, and then start off the show. So, what about the X-Men?
How good is Ghost Rider, man? That'd be great.
Oh my god, that would be fantastic.
If you had to pick one image run to read for life, what would it be?
That's difficult.
Oof.
That's real difficult. Damn, Image is really good. Ex Machina is really good. Oh, wait, was that Vertigo? No, Ex Machina was Vertigo.
That's Wildstorm Vertigo.
Right. Was Y the Last Man Image?
Yeah. No, it was Vertigo.
Fuck, now I want to read Y the Last Man again. God.
I'm due for a read through of that.
I'm due for my reread. Have you read? You've read it, right?
Yeah, I read it in floppies.
I'm due for my reread. It's one of those books where every few years I come back to it and I'm blown away every single time I read it again. I'm like, God damn, it's so good. Image. See, say that, but I think for me, those books are mostly Vertigo titles. Like I think about the Preachers, the Y the Last Man's, the Sandmans, those books that are just classics. Not that Image doesn't have great books. It's just I can't think of anything that's really that comparable on that level,
Right.
off the top of my head at least.
Yeah, I'm looking around at my Image collection.
Chew is good. Chew's really funny. Black Science, I need to catch up on that. Fuck, I need to read Why the Last Man again. Spawn is the only Image book worth reading. You shut your whore mouth.
That's Doomfella just stirring it up.
That's a damn lie.
He needs a fan because he's in Florida, Dark Satari.
Yeah, it's hot here. It's all no, you know what? It's not the heat, you know that saying? It's the humidity that really gets you here in Florida. It's sticky a lot of the time. Ooh, I need to read that actually. Donny Cates Thanos versus Infinity Gauntlet by Starlin. Which series is better? I need to sit down and read that.
I love Donny Cates Thanos.
Have you read some of it yet?
Yeah, I read it digitally. Probably issues 12 through 15, and then I just stopped because I want to wait till it gets collected. But yeah, I really liked it a lot.
Yes, you read it digitally.
I did. Well, that was the only way I could get my hands on it because Riley said, read this book right now. And I'm like, okay. So I went on Comixology and just bought it.
And you dug the hell out of it?
Yeah, I really did. I read Lemire's 1 through 12, and then I read Kate's 13 through 15. And it was really good.
Who'd you like better?
They were both good and for different ways, but I can see how Kate's is probably the stronger, more interesting run.
Mm-hmm.
Sports, comics, music, basically my life. That sounds like me, RJ Stofley. Wait, how did we all of a sudden start talking about porn? Oh, because you had music all of a sudden pop up on your screen.
Yeah. I've got like 8 different windows open. It was a YouTube video that I had.
Jess, did you like Margot Robbie as Harley? I am one of the few people that didn't hate Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people did. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So yeah, I liked her fine. She's awesome. I just think Margot Robbie's great, so I had no problem with her.
She was the shining grace in a dumpster fire. Her and Will Smith. And that's I liked her. I liked her as Harley. I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I can't take that away, but people that shit on that movie, it's like I will give them Harley. I thought they did well. And I like Deadshot. Everything else, you can throw it all away and start over.
Did either of you read all new X Factor? Is the rest of X Factor a lot like that run? I did not read it, so I cannot comment.
Yeah, same. That's a Riley question.
Yeah. No, we won't be doing that, Doomfella. I have the Tom King Swamp Thing, Glenn Wein, that I still haven't gotten to.
The winter special?
Yeah. I had a rough patch of feeling lousy the past few days, so I haven't read anything. I need to go full on Riley and just start reading and reading and reading. Maybe starting tomorrow or tonight, I will actually get reading again because I haven't read anything.
You got some homework.
I do, yeah. For tomorrow, I got to get everything done.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to see that movie, I, Tonya. They're talking about it in the chat.
Oh yeah, my wife wants to see that too.
It's good.
Supposed to be really good. Jess, what are your Desert Island discs, as in vinyl? Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti.
Ooh.
Let's see, Beatles, Rubber Soul, American Beauty soundtrack. It's hard for me not being in front of my vinyl collection right now to think. I'll tell you what I thought was a really good soundtrack was the Luke Cage soundtrack to the show. I haven't even seen the show yet, and I love the soundtrack.
Really? All right, Jess. Well, I got to sign off of here. If you want, you can keep it going, but I got to go.
Okay. Well, we have 52 viewers. I can answer some questions for 10 more minutes.
Okay, dokes. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you guys for being on tonight. I got to bounce out a little bit early, hence the reason why we decided to do the show a little bit early. I'll be on tomorrow. And yeah, you can check me out at Comics Guide 101 at Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. I wish everybody a good night. Have a good slumber and enjoy the rest of the night. And Jess, have fun.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Okay, it's just me now. So let's see. Jess, you should read Berserk. You will love it. Luke, I am just not a manga guy. I know Berserk is the #1 selling manga at IST, but I am just not a manga guy. Jess, will we ever do a vinyl collection tour? That's a good idea. I need to get it reorganized after the flood. Everything just got yanked up and unalphabetized as I was trying to save it. I had a flood this past summer, and I've taken steps to make sure it doesn't happen again. But everything needs to be realphabetized now, so that's a good idea. I would love to do that. Rob McClay agrees with me. It's the best Led Zeppelin album. Thank you, Dark Zatari. I hate Zeppelin. Jimmy Owens. Gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. Jess, do you use a goatee stencil? I don't know what that is. So I don't think I do know. I don't know what it is, so I don't think I use one. Is that where you draw in? This is all me, baby. All the grays are me. Do you love zombie movies, Jess? You know, I don't mind zombie movies. I like zombie comedies. I loved Zombieland. I think that was with Emma Stone and Bill Murray was in it. That was a zombie movie I really liked. Thunderbolts by Daniel Wanigood. That's a good question. I can't answer it. Riley has trash talked Daniel Way so much that I try to not read anything by Daniel Way. He could be a great writer for all I know, but I don't necessarily want to read anything by him because Riley trash talks him so much. What's your most valuable vinyl? My most valuable vinyl is probably, I don't have any old vinyl that's really valuable, but according to eBay and Discogs, the original Mondo Guardians of the Galaxy colored vinyl is now worth a lot. That's probably it. My old vinyl is just old vinyl. I don't have anything really great like William Shatner sings or Leonard Nimoy sings or anything cool like that. I do have a Charles Manson album. And I have an album of music from the guy that founded Scientology. I was at one point I was collecting cult leader music back in the 80s, and those were the two I ended up with. I think I ended up with a couple other weird ones, but no, I don't really have that much. Um, I don't really have that much valuable vinyl. Jess, what's your favorite run of Fantastic Four? That would be the Mark Waid, Mike Wieringo run. I love those books. Root beer reviews for vinyls and soundtracks. That's a good idea. I can do that. Once I get my collection organized, that sounds like a really good idea. Biggie Cheese, thoughts on the Deadpool animated series getting canceled? I'm pissed. I think it would have been great fun, and especially with Donald Glover hooked up with it, Don Lover. I think it would have been great. I'm highly disappointed. I didn't even read articles on why the plug got pulled, so I'm really bummed out. Oh, Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, I need to see that. Didn't Batman come out in a strange form today? Uh, what form did he come out in? Widescreen books? You mean like Private Eye by Brian K. Vaughan? They're kind of a, if that's what you're talking about, they're a pain to store, but they're fun to read. Yeah, I need to see Shaun of the Dead. Have you read today's White Knight issue? I have not. Um, I'm waiting for White Knight to be collected, but I'll tell you that thing has done wonders for Sean Gordon Murphy's career, because last year at AwesomeCon, Fangirl and I were able to just walk right up. I got a sketch by him, a beautiful sketch by him. It wasn't a sketch, it was a drawing in my punk rock Jesus. Got a picture taken with him, talked with him. Fangirl got something done. And this year, it was a 45-minute line. He wasn't doing sketches, he was just signing. So his career has gone straight up because of that book. And good for him, because I've heard it's a great book. Do you own any custom binds? Can you show one? Dark Satari, as a matter of fact, I did a whole episode just this past Sunday showing all my custom binds with Omar from Near Mint Condition, where we talked all about custom binds. I can't really access my custom binds right now because I have to leave the screen. But if you want, check out OmniDog's Vault. My latest YouTube video was with Omar, and it was all about custom binds. We showed all our custom binds, talked about getting them done, the process, everything. It was really fun. Will do. Link. I'm logged into OmniBros right now. Let's see if I can. I have to log out to get the link. Just go on YouTube though and search OmniDog's Vault, and it's the latest video. Good night, OmniPool. I mean the book, Jess. What book? Sorry, Jimmy, I'm not following. Do you, Mike F., do you think more New 52 comic runs will be collected in omnibus form? I hope just the good ones. I mean, how come Aquaman took so long, and I'm not even convinced it's still coming out? Nobody asked for Red Hood and the Outlaws. Snyder confirmed, I believe he confirmed to me that, or we already know that Batman's coming out in omnibus form. Um, I hope that more New 52 does come out. That is the good New 52 stuff. Um, not some of the sketchier stuff, because I liked a lot of New 52, but I also disliked a lot of New 52. So I hope it's the good stuff that comes out. Gotta see Shaun of the Dead, especially if you love vinyl. Okay. Love the Batmobiles. Batmobiles? Do I own any Batmobiles? Um. Oh, it must be in White Knight. Okay. Best place that serves root beer floats. Jimmy Owens is not actually on this page. It was a page that it was something I did for my own channel. Oh, it looks like Nick linked it. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. Best place that serves root beer floats. Um, there is a place here in Alexandria that makes its own frozen custard and gets Sprecker's root beer from Wisconsin. That is a good root beer float. Woof. Thanks, Nick, for posting that. Yeah, still no deluxe of Lemire's Animal Man. That really needs it. Charles Soule's Swamp Thing could use it. Demon Knights could use it. There's a bunch of, I mean, I could just go on and on about a bunch of New 52 stuff that could use it. An omnibus. Jess, will you do a New 52 video? What to read, what to avoid? That is a good idea. Let me write that down. Um, Actually, let me take a picture of it, because that's a good question. I'll just take a picture of the screen like I always do, and I'll save it as an excellent question. Yoink. I will do that. Good job, Dark Atari. Thank you. Did you like the new 52 Detective Comics run? I thought it was okay, Mike F. I own it. Or at least I own. Yeah, I do own it. And I own Batgirl, which I liked. I thought Detective was pretty good. It wasn't as good as Batman. Um, I'd like to see a Batman Eternal omnibus. Batman Eternal was pretty good. Batman and Robin Eternal, I did not read, so I can't comment on it. But yeah, Detective was pretty good. No White Knight reference to Batmobiles. I'm still not picking up on what that means, Shorty. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy Owens. I get it. You're talking about the page itself. Okay. Batmobiles and White Knight. Okay. Roughneck by Lemire is really good. RJ Stofley, if you could have a first-time experience with anything like your memory fades of that, then it comes back. Wait, what is this question now? If you could have a first-time experience with anything, like your memory fades of that, then it comes back for that one thing. What is it? You can have a first-time experience with anything, like your memory fades of that, then it comes back for that one thing. What is it? Probably the first time I heard Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. Would you like to see Action Comics return to showcase new characters like it did originally? Sure, why not? If they're decent characters. Yeah, Nick Munoz. I'm always eyeballing Batman Eternal. I read it in floppies, and I if it came out in an omnibus, I would buy it. Yeah, that is a great Zeppelin song, Jimmy. I remember where I was when I first heard it. I had not been into Zeppelin at all. I was into Ted Nugent when I was 16, and I saw him. This, of course, was 40 years ago. I saw Ted Nugent live, and in the music, between shows, they'd have music over the loudspeakers, and this song came on, and I turned to my friend and I said, "What song is this?" And he said, "Oh, it's Kashmir by Zeppelin." And I said, "You got to be kidding me! This is the greatest thing I've ever heard." And still to this day, it makes the hair on my arm stand up. It's such a great song. I do like the P Diddy remix. I listen to that a lot. I think Jimmy Page helped with that. I love that P Diddy um, "Come with Me." That's probably the only P Diddy I own. Is that on my? I think I have it on my iPhone. I won't read you my iPhone playlist, but I think that is probably the only P Diddy song I have is "Come with Me." Well, there's some people that don't like Ted Nugent, and there's some people that do like Ted Nugent. Um, Ryan Barrett, Descender is Jimmy Owens and I agree that Descender is one of the best things out there. It is such a good book, so well written, so heartfelt, so interesting, so many good characters, beautiful art. It's like almost I think it looks like it's watercolor practically, but it's just gorgeous art with a really compelling story with really compelling characters. And book five, but if you wait too long, you need to read all five books like boom, or else you're gonna. If you read the first four and then wait a month and read five, you're gonna get lost because there's a lot of plot lines that come together in book five. So I would get books 1 through 5 and just dive right into them and read it. Descender is fantastic. Godzilla remix, right. Damn Yankees were great. Didn't really listen to them. Night Ranger. Now we're really going back. Shorty Larson, I'm almost done with Velvet. Man, it's good. Velvet is really good. Jimmy Owens, I owe Jess my life because of his Descender recommendation. Well, that's nice, Jimmy. I'm glad that you like it. Ryan Barrett, if your wife and you both love Dustin Nguyen and Lemire, then you should read that book. It's a quality read. It is brilliant. Really like it. Driller is a killer. That's right. While we're talking about Lemire, everyone go read Black Hammer. That's right. Nick Munoz is on the soapbox, and correctly so. Black Hammer is a fantastic book. Nick lit a fire under me to do a review on my channel, and I'm glad he did because first two books are really, really good. Ryan Barrett, perfect anniversary gift for you. You guys will love reading that. You're lucky you have a wife that likes comics. That's really cool. Dark Satari asked, "Do you like Game of Thrones?" I have seen the first season of Game of Thrones and just started the second season. I watch it with my daughter, and Uncharted 4 has consumed our world. As I said in the beginning of the chat, we just finished Uncharted 4. We play video games together. She's 27. Um, and Uncharted 4 has taken like first place before Game of Thrones. She's a huge Game of Thrones fan. So I imagine we'll start rewatching, start watching it again. I like what I've seen so far. You can't. So far, it seems like you can't really fall in love with any one character. It's just like phew, gone in one episode. Rat, Chris M. Yeah, that's a real callback. Oh, after Harrow County Library editions. Yeah, that's got like 7 volumes. They could come out with a lot of library editions. Ryan Barrett, I am really lucky that my wife likes comics. She's been trying to get me into Transmit and Fables. Transmit's really good, really, really good. Fables is one of my favorite series ever. Ever, 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 ever. But Transmit is great, but Fables is one of my faves. Did you read the Game of Thrones books? I did not, but my daughter did. My daughter is an amazing person that can tackle those books because they were like that thick, and I'm not exaggerating. They're huge, and she read them. Yeah, Transmit is great. Yeah, well, we were talking about Transmit right now. Yeah, it is great. It's one of the more accessible Warren Ellis, books. Yeah, it's a one-man show till we start losing viewers. Then I'll make sure I sign off because I don't want to be the one that kills the show. I'm a one-man wrecking crew. Jess, they have adapted the first 2 Game of Thrones books into graphic novels. Okay, I don't think I knew that. I really want the absolute Transmets. My wife already has the full set of trades signed by Ellis. That's cool. Man, I think I love your wife, Ryan Barrett. That is really, really cool. Yavash, in my opinion, Transmet is second only to Sandman and greatest of all time comics. Since it's Yavash, I'm not going to argue. I know better than to argue with Yavash. He's recommended so much good music to me that I couldn't possibly want to argue with him. Have you read Sheriff yet, Jess? Nick asks. I read it in trade, so I will reread it tomorrow in time for the show. But I already remember. I remember it all pretty well. I love Robertson's art and Transmit. After flipping through it, yeah, Robertson is really just a top artist. Yavash is an insufferable know-it-all, says Yavash. Yeah, Jimmy Owens. Ryan, let your wife know she has a fan base here. Yeah, we now have a new favorite girl, your wife. Dark Satari Jester, you retired. What was your day job? I am not retired. I am an individual stock investor. I am on my computer all day researching stocks. When I'm not at the allergist like I was today for a 2-hour test to see what I'm allergic to, and I own a dog, and it turns out I'm allergic to dogs. That's a problem. So I'm going to start getting allergy shots because I'm allergic to a lot of things, it turns out. Do you think Volume 3 of Transmit will have any misprints? No. No, I don't. I really believe that in my heart. So yeah, let's see. Since this is all about me, it turns out I'm allergic to my dog, and I need to get an air purifier for my bedroom because my dog sleeps in there with us. And I'm going to start losing people in the chat if I talk about that anymore. Don't get the shots. Chris M, come on. Allergy shots are no problem. I'll show you a couple things that I got today since we're a little slow. Just drink more water than seems safe. Here's a couple of books I got from the group that I'm looking forward to, and you'll know why I'm looking forward to them when I show you. Got this from a guy in the group, The Art of the Pulps. You know anything about me? You know I like curvy girl art. Well, there's not that much curvy girl art in this book. Oh, well, here's something. That's cool. Allergy shots, that's how they control you. But here's the beauty that I got. The Sensuous Frazetta. Frank Frazetta. If he's not the greatest illustrator ever, I don't know who is. This guy knows. Let's see if I can find some good stuff. Frank Frazetta. Here's some Frazetta art. He knows how to draw curvy chicks. No, I don't think I can show that. There's a lot of comics in this. It's really cool. This is the Sensuous Frazetta. I have no idea if it's in print or not, but it's really amazing. And then it's got a bunch of comics in it too, with his uncolored and then colored. So that's pitching. Are you into conspiracies? No, just because I get allergies, want to get allergy shots, does not mean I'm a conspiracy theorist. What if I'm allergic to book dust? Dust didn't show up, but mold did. Have you read Captain Marvel, the Carol Danvers years? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. That's the one that's coming out in a new trade, right? And it used to be available in out of print standard size ones. I think I own them. Hey, if you're playing the game, you can take a shot. I own them, but I haven't read them. Oh, Jimmy Owen's going to read another 2 to 3 issues of Shudder tonight. Love Shudder. Leland DeLuca is one of my favorite people now after meeting her at AwesomeCon. So nice. Shudder's so well written and so well illustrated. Yeah, Chris M. Shudder's really good. It's 1:30 a.m. in the UK. We started early tonight, so that should make people happy that are in the UK and or Singapore. Guy, is Silver Surfer Parable by Stan Lee any good? He asks. Well, the real draw to that is, of course, the art by Moebius. Moebius. That's really the draw to that book. The writing is just Stan Lee, but the art is what's awesome about that. Yeah, Ms. Marvel, the current Ms. Marvel. I love the current Ms. Marvel. Kamala Khan, great book. Great book. As Giovanni Menendez says, she's the Peter Parker for this generation. It is a great book. The Carol Danvers, Ms. Marbles, yeah, the trade just came out. Dark Satari, what's the highest number of issues you've read in one sitting? Um, well, I've read entire Omnis in one sitting. I can't remember. I mean, I've probably read 12 to 15 floppy issues in one sitting, but I remember I burned through X-Men Legacy Legion. I read that in one day, and I sat on my ass the whole time watching that, reading that. Jimmy Owens, I'd love to see her as a guest sometime, Jess. I would love to see that too. I'm getting business cards printed up that has OmniDog's Vault on it and Omnibroslive, and she is so nice. I bet I could get her as a guest on one of those shows. Very interesting and interested in in you too as a person. Good conversation. So she'd be a good guest to have. I agree with that. Human Groove, how's your planetary reading going? I'm going to finish it tonight. I still have that Batman issue to read, um, the Batman crossover. I need to finish that tonight because no, we're not reviewing that for another couple of weeks. It turns out, I think April the first, like a couple Mondays from now, we're reviewing it. I got to finish Spider-Man Deadpool tonight. Best Sewell run. Is Death of Wolverine any good? I thought Death of Wolverine was really good, Shorty. Sewell's Daredevil, which I have not read yet, is getting great reviews. Sewell's Swamp Thing is good. Letter 44, I believe, is by Sewell. That's really good. And I'm blanking on something really good that Charles Sewell wrote. What else has he written? I'm sure you guys in the chat will remind me, but there's other Sewell stuff that he's a top writer. Cuban Groove, Jess, you were right about Fables. I took your advice and got the first deluxe volume and loved it. Volume 2 is on order. Thanks again. That is great. Thank you, Cuban Groove. I love to hear that. I'm so pleased. Oh, Sewell wrote She-Hulk, right. Oh, and Red Lanterns, of course, one of my favorite books. Thank you, Mike F. Yeah, he wrote a great Red Lanterns. Um, who wins in a fight between Hawkeye and Green Arrow? I don't know. Uh, they're both pretty cool. Let's see. I think Star Wars Dark Times may be one of the best runs I have read. It is on Vader's Order 66, The Hunt of All Jedis. They have 2 omnibus. Says, yeah, Charles. So I have Red Lanterns. I had it bound, custom binded, custom made. Peter Milligan wrote a good Red Lantern, but Charles Sewell wrote a great Red Lantern, especially with Supergirl as a Red Lantern. That was genius. I really love that. So let's see. What else can I show you? I can show you some more sensuous Frazetta. New 52 Aquaman any good? Yeah, I think it is good. Yeah, Sewell is an attorney. He went to laugh school just like Nick Munoz. New 52 Aquaman is good. I like Lanterns. I'll tell you what I love, Rebirth. Rebirth, I loved Harley Quinn. I loved Superman. Action Comics is pretty good, but Superman Rebirth is great. Wonder Woman Rebirth is great. Nightwing Rebirth is great. Flash is pretty good. Justice League of America is awful. I don't know why I bought that. Damn you, Omar. Batman and Detective are tops. You cannot go wrong with that. Suicide Squad and Justice League are two not very good Rebirth books, but Justice League versus Suicide Squad is a good Rebirth book. Strangely. Red Hood and the Outlaws, favorite Rebirth book. That's my favorite Rebirth book right now is Red Hood and the Outlaws. And let's see, Trinity, it's okay. Deathstroke great. Deathstroke is great. Green Arrow is great. Superwoman got canceled, but it's great. Hellblazer's awful. Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, pretty good. Batgirl is really good by Hope Larson, who's also a very nice person. I haven't read Green Lantern yet. Oh, Green Lanterns I've read, but I haven't read Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. I'll tell you what's not good, Rebirth-wise. Hellblazer, Cyborg, Blue Beetle, Suicide Squad, even though it has Harley in it, and either Justice League books. Stay away from those Rebirth books. Also, here's the best thing to read if you want to get into Rebirth. Right here, this is the best thing Dan Jurgens has ever written. Lois and Clark. Really, really good. That's a good question, Nick Munoz. I do not know Blue Beetle at all. Rebirth Blue Beetle is not good, and I don't know. I don't know about New 52 or 80s Blue Beetle or Justice League International Blue Beetle. Don't know a thing about him. He's never interested me as a character, so I don't know. So you like the New 52 Green Lantern run? Did I say that? I like the. I think I just said Rebirth. I liked. I don't remember saying that I like the New 52 Green Lantern run. I love Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, and I love Green Lantern Corps, but I don't remember saying that I like the Green Lantern New 52 because I don't think I really did. Oh yeah, Super Sons is also really good. Nick Munoz is completely right. Super Sons is really good, and that's coming out. I think an omnibus or a super oversized hardcover or something. Jess, what's your favorite Star Wars film? It's one of my favorite films ever. This is my personal favorite, up there with Casablanca and West Side Story, Annie Hall, Return of the Jedi. I think is one of the best. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Not going to see its best. Not Return of the Jedi. What am I saying? Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back. The second movie. Empire Strikes Back. That's my fave. Yeah, Empire. I didn't mean Return of the Jedi. I meant Empire. I know. I gave it this big buildup, and I named the wrong movie. Yeah. No, I don't have a thing for Ewoks, Nick. You're right. I just named the wrong movie. I got it confused in my head. I know. I almost Yeah. No, wait, Phantom Menace. Yeah. No, I almost lost half my audience. Yeah. Iron Cardinal almost unsubscribed. Right. Yeah, I chopped on that one. Second fave heroine after Harley. Hmm. Who is my second fave? I would say Zatanna. I love Zatanna. She's great. And I love the way Paul Dini wrote her. If you get a chance, those books were out of print for a long time, but then they just got reprinted in trade paperback. Paul Dini knows how to write Zatanna, so she's my second favorite. I most certainly did not get that Ewoks Omni, Nick Munoz. Just because I botched that doesn't mean you need to haunt me with it for the rest of my life. The statue right over there, she's not in fishnets. Zatanna's in kind of long stockings. So you're gonna haunt me with Nightfall or Return of the Jedi for the rest of my life, huh, Nick? I totally deserve that for botching that up. Jess, you love Zatanna, yet you hate Bronze Age JLA. Yeah, I I like more modern Zatanna or Silver Age Zatanna. Bronze Age, I don't know. I just found the art. I just did not dig the art, and for Bronze Age JLA, didn't dig the art, and I didn't. Just the stories just seem ponderous to me. I know it is a bit of a conundrum here, but I do really love Zatanna. I need to read more Zatanna. What besides Dini? What should I focus on? Let me turn around here. Black Canary and Zatanna Bloodspell by Dini is good. Dini. Seven Soldiers of Victory features Zatanna in it. That's really good. Um, Zatanna, the Mistress of Magic. That's also by Dini. I seem to have nothing but Dini books. Justice League Dark. That was a good New 52 series that had Zatanna in it and a halfway decently written Constantine. I would recommend Justice League Dark. What's the name of the Zatanna trade? Go to Amazon and just look up Paul Dini Zatanna, and that will give you the name of the book. Or better yet, go to our sponsor, In Stock Trades, and order it. Type in Zatanna Paul Dini, and it's a nice thick book of Paul Dini Zatanna. It's almost all the out of print stuff, and it's really good. What? Well, let me see what the name of this is. Zatanna trade is. Let's see. That's actually a good question. Zatanna Baldini. Let's see what the name of it is. Oh, Zatanna by Paul Dini. So go to In Stock Trades and order that now. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at some of these. Why are some of these Zatanna books still so expensive when it's been re-released? That's ridiculous. Huh. Yeah, Zatanna by Paul Dini. It's really awesome. Whoops, I hit the wrong bar. There we go. Cuban Groove asks if I've read Chew. I've read the first Oversized Absolute Edition. I have not finished it yet, but I love it. Thank you, Nick, for putting up the. Nick, you're doing a stellar job tonight. Thanks, buddy. Puts up the link to in-stock trades for the Zatanna book. Jess, what actress could play a real-life Zatanna? Well, that is a good question. Somebody with dark hair. Well, of course, they could always dye it black, but then it might look weird. Give me some names, guys. What actress do we think is good? Who do I really like? Somebody that's kind of in their 30s. It doesn't have to be a young Zatanna. Somebody in their 30s, dark hair, has to have rocking set of legs because she wears fishnets. Who am I? Throw out some names, guys. I'm not good at pulling modern actresses out. I mean, I'm somebody that thinks Natalie Woods was gorgeous, so she's been gone 40 years, so what do I know? Ryan Barrett, my wife could play Zatanna. Cool. Your wife is awesome. Yeah, Seven Soldiers event had Zatanna in it. It was really good. Hey, Mr. Johnny Kidd, keep reading Chujas. Okay, I will, Nick. Yeah, you're trying to avoid studying. Oh, doing that lap school stuff. Oh, Kate Beckinsale. Good pull. She'd be good. Michelle Rodriguez. Mariana Cotillard. However you say it. Ryan Barrett, send me a picture of your wife right now. If she could play Zatanna and she read comic books and stuff like that, send her a picture. I want her picture right now. Private message me that picture. I like the Natalie Wood movie Splendor in the Grass. Shorty Larson, my man. Way to go. Adrian Palicki. Yeah. Catherine Zeta-Jones back in the day. Yes. I've only read Green Lantern Rebirth. Can I jump straight into Sinestro Corps War? Ooh. I think you'd better start with, if I were you, I think you'd want to start with, let's see, because I think you'd want to get some background on it first. Before, yeah, you need to know stuff from Jeff Johns' Omnibus before you got into Sinestro Corps War. I think the best thing for you to do is read the Jeff Johns Omni and comics leading up to Sinestro Corps War. That's my personal opinion. Leighton, that's what I'd do. Cuban Groove, saying it like it is, the murder of Natalie Wood. That is right. She did. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Something happened there. She didn't just flip over the boat and drown. I mourn that too. Just did you know R.J. Wagner is now considered a person of interest in Natalie Wood's death? I do know that, and I think he killed her. So I don't care if I could get sued for that. RJ Wagner's not watching this. Something went on there, and Christopher Walken needs to be considered an accomplice, in my personal opinion. Zatanna is based on Deanie's wife. The way she's drawn in Deanie's books. Is that so? I did not know that. Let's see. Let me grab a Deanie book. Look out, I got some Harley figures here that are in the way. Her first Silver Age appearance was Hawkman 4. Here she is, Zatanna, Mistress of Magic. This is what Deanie's wife looks like? Yoicks. That's Zatanna right there. Let me see if I can get some better pictures of her. I don't know. She always had a top hat, long black hair, and wore fishnets. So I don't know about the. I don't know if her current incarnation is based on Paul Dini's wife. She's an old character. Oh, Serinda Swan. Boy, they sure did her a disservice in the Inhumans. Ryan Barrett, I'll ask my wife if she'll go as Zatanna next Halloween. Those are pictures I want to see. Yeah, Christopher Walken was there. Word on the street is the allergy shots had something to do with the wood incident. I don't think so. Oh, Deanie's wife is a magician. Interesting. But I love the way Paul Dini wrote Zatanna. He really brought her into the real world with a lot of turning her into a real person and not just a cartoon character, but gave her real feelings, turned her into a real woman. I think Paul Dini did a great job there. Let me put this gigantic Green Lanterns book back. And I'll do it after the show. I'll put this back over the show too. Okay, I have 4% battery left, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. I think that means I have about 3 minutes left. So, any other questions? Talk about Natalie Wood, talk about allergy shots, conspiracy theories, whatever you want to talk about, comics. Any other questions? Any other statements? Well, we've got a lot of Star Wars talk going on in the book. The Star Wars Darth Vader current run is awesome. That came out in omnibus form. I can tell you that. Thanks, Cuban Groove. I appreciate it. Thanks, Iron Cardinal. I'm almost out too. I appreciate your hanging in there. I don't think there are any comics about allergy shot conspiracies. Or Allegri shots, as you spell it. Is Zatanna, Volume 1, Mistress of Magic, and Shades of Past collected in Zatanna by Paul Dini. Let's see. Let's see what it contains. Collects Zatanna 1 through 16 and Zatanna Everyday Magic number 1. Zatanna 1 through 16. Mistress of Magic is Zatanna 1 through 6. So it should contain that. And of course, my books are not in any kind of proper order. Let me pull these out. Zatanna Everyday Magic. Let's see what this is. This was just printed as Everyday Magic, so I don't. Oh, it just says Everyday Magic is in there. Okay, good. And then this is Zatanna Shades of the Past. And that's 7 through 16. So yeah, these books were, that is a great deal. These books were out of print and hard to find for a long time. And they're all collected in the Zatanna by Paul Dini, which you can get from InStockTrades.com, where you can also get up to 50% off on your books. Over $50 gets you free shipping in the United States. 2 to 3% loyalty discounts, fabulous packaging, and the best customer service in the United States. That's InStockTrades.com. You can get that Zatanna book from there, which is what I would do. Can Zatanna carry an ongoing solo title, or is she better in teams and appearances, guest appearances? That's a good question. As much as I love her, she may be very, I know she's featured in the new Magic University, Magic U. I know she and Constantine are in that. She may be a better guest appearance type, a team player type thing. Although these books being so popular show that she can, if written well, carry her own title. But it did only make it to 16 issues plus the one shot. So she probably needs to be on a TV show or be a big thing in a movie and get some real exposure so the public knows her more to carry a title. Mystic U, that's the name of it. Thanks, Geekdom. Am I fading? Well, I've only got 1% left, so it's probably time for me to end this before my computer shuts down. Thank you so much for watching. You can catch me on OmniDog's Vault on YouTube, also on Instagram, OmniDogs_Vault. And you can catch me here on Omnibros Live. Tomorrow night, we are having an Omnibros Live where we are going to be reviewing books. We're going to be reviewing Deadpool Spidey and Sheriff of Babylon. So thank you so much for watching tonight. Appreciate all you guys. The chat's been great as usual. And you guys are all fantastic fans. I really appreciate you sticking in with everything. So peace and love, peace and love. Thank you very much. Love all you guys.